It seems never ending because it is, maybe. I don't know. Mrs. Okierover and I went to a wedding last night. Dear friends of ours' daughter got married, and they had a reception last night, and we went, saw them, and got to see a bunch of old friends and old Marines that I'd been in the service with, and generally cut up and had fun. It was a really good time. So this morning I'm a little slow. Alcohol was consumed, so it was a good time for all. So yeah, just this morning I'm having a soda and a Kind bar for breakfast and a couple of bottles of water, so that'll be fun. Today I'm thinking we're pulling the spark plugs out and we're going to put some lubricant in the cylinders. Got a couple of people feedback. The fellow that I'm renting his condo from in St. Croix, gearhead guy, Brian, said I should be spraying something in that cylinder before I start it. And then my best friend Mike, who built this motor, said I probably should spray something in this cylinders before I start it. Well, I've already tranked it quite a few times. As you saw in the previous video, we were attempting to get it to roll, but it didn't go. But their thoughts are I should probably put some in there. So this whole week I've been thinking about all of the things I'm gonna have to do, and that fly is gonna have to go. Stop it. So all of the fluids in this vehicle are coming out and new fluids are going in. That's gonna be a long video. That's a lot of fluids. I need to talk to my guys over at O'Reilly's where we recycle our fluids and make sure that that's gonna be something I can drop off there. I've got full buckets now. I probably ought to take some up there today, and then that way I'll have empty buckets for the rest. But that's what I need to do. So today's video, pulling spark plugs, spraying stuff in cylinders, and just letting it sit. The part I ordered for the new fuel pump did not arrive. I'm not surprised. I ordered it from Atlantic British. It comes in from Burlington, Vermont or something, and we are the farthest zone from them. So by the time they get around to putting it in the boxes and getting it shipped and somebody picks it up, it's usually 6 to 8 days. So I was really hoping it would show up on Friday, at worst Saturday, but it did not. So that'll be for next weekend when we pull, oh, if I can get to it next weekend. I'm pretty sure I can get to it next weekend. Again, we're going to St. Croix, so there's gonna be a gap there where we don't have some videos. Hopefully I can shoot something and time delay it, put it up while I'm gone. I know other tubers do that, so we'll do something if I can. Maybe I'll save something from one of these other videos. That's about it. So lots of plug pulling today. All right, let's get started. Okay, to get started, probably ought to take the air cleaner and get the mass airflow sensor up and out of the way so you can get into this area. It makes it easier. Can you do the job without doing that? Yes, you can. So 13 millimeter to get the nuts off of the bracket. I am gonna need air moving in here. I'm already starting to sweat heavily. Those were not tight because I've had this off for some reason before. Something to remember, you take it apart, put it back the way it was found, or you'll be driving down the road and wondering why stuff is bouncing around. Easy fact, so true. All right, I always use this little tray right here. It's more like drop nuts and bolts in it kind of tray. Okay, clips are removed. Mass airflow sensor is shaking loose out of there. Come on, don't break any wires. There we go. I'll pull it over here. Always have that one there. Let me pull that. Get that up out of the way. Stay. Nope, you're not gonna stay, are you? All right, handle that in a second. All right, mess. All right, got that. Get this back out of the way. Just got no holes in that. Don't want any holes in that. Propping stuff. Stay. Stop it. Moved. All right, when you're taking this apart, it's always good to put the numbers on the leads with tape. That way you won't forget. And if you're anything like me, be prepared to purchase another set of wires, because usually when I take these apart, even if I spend the extra money on the fancy wires, I break one. I pull one loose, something happens, something breaks almost every single time. So let's see how lucky I am this time. I can't remember the number of that socket, but you know that Champion 9s are very big, so I always put the long extension on it, slide it in, pretty easy, give it a little turn, there it goes. I bet I put copper grease on these last time, so I'm going to put copper grease on them when I put them back in too. Alright, that's loosey. I'm going to reach down and get this one with my fingers the rest of the way. And bingo. Yes, the telltale signs of copper grease. That nice coppery color. Okay, maybe not necessary, but I'm gonna put these in my little thing as I pull them out. So keeping track. So that's what I'm gonna do. I don't know if that's necessary or not. Cut some more holes. All right. Next. Come on, wire. Come on, wire. Oh, yes, yay. Wonder if I put silicone grease in there, because I think I did last time. Maybe that's why they're friendlier to come out. Oh yeah. Okay, if you don't have one of these, this is a Stanley, and the number is 89962. It's probably my favorite tool. So you put it in, and if you turn it, it continues to turn. So look at that. So when it's in there and you can't do but this much, you can do this and it turns. This is cool. This is a time-saving tool. Me like it. Side one done. Okay, so I'm going to definitely be angry because the camera just did that whole set in landscape. Yep, it did. Son of a gun. Okay, so each plug will need to be checked again for its gap before I install it, just for fun. And new copper will be applied to it. None of these plugs look terrible, giant fouls or anything. This is actually the cleanest one of the bunch, which is entertaining. But so I've got them all out. Now we're going to spray some WD-40. So they make a fogging spray for this, but I'm not going to go buy it. 2 out of 3 people said use WD-40. So we're going to spray a fair amount, which is less than just a skosh and more than a gob. So we're going to put a fair amount in there. So I'm going to let it probably spray for at least 2 seconds each. Oh, that's contact cleaner. Hold on. Okay, I'm gonna regret this, but I bought the non-aerosol version last time. That's not gonna work. One or 8, depending on how you're counting it. It's that simple. All right, I'm gonna do the other side, and yeah, just the other side. Okay, now we're gonna turn the crankcase over 2 times as instructed, and that is gonna entail a shot that's gonna be fairly entertaining here. So that's a 24 millimeter, and we're gonna stick it right on there. Unfortunately, the travel distance is about 1/4 of a turn, so we're gonna have to do this quite a few times to get it around there. Stop. It's not hard to turn it. It turns very easily. It's just that it doesn't go very far when you turn it, because it's just range of motion. It's not very far. That breeze feels good. All right, when I see the top dead center swirl back around one more time, I'm going to call it good. Here it comes. Get on there. There we go. And there it is. All right, calling that good. Mission accomplished. Okay, this is knowledge I did not have from growing up. My family did not take motors apart in their driveways and fix them. My dad was an electronic technician, one of the smartest people I've ever met, but we didn't do that. That just didn't happen. So I never learned it. Friends of mine that have built motors, and they seem to intuitively know what they're supposed to be doing and how they're doing it, and it amazes me every single time I see it. Watching Christian from LR Time take a freaking motor apart and put it back together with all the exacting standards he has, it just, wow. Not sure I could ever get there. If I did one every day, maybe I'd probably get there and be that comfortable with it after time, but no, not for me. So this kind of stuff, oh, if your motor sits too long, you should probably do these magic things to make your life better. Those things weren't there. I don't know what they were. So that's what we do. All right, so we take advice from others and we apply it to our situation. So I've spun this, I've taken the plugs out. There's WD-40 in there resting, and we're waiting for a fuel pump, and once it arrives, we'll install a fuel pump. So there'll be a part 2 to the fuel pump installation plan party video series, and once we get that installed, we will then get the plugs back in this, and we're going to turn it on and make it run. Vroom. And then we're going to drive it up the hill here, up the slope, call it a slope, and get it to the top up there. We're going to plug in the power washer, and we're going to hose the hell out of the back of it. Everything back there is going to get all of the dirt that ever was on it off, and it's going to be as dry and down to metal as possible. And then we're going to paint it with our rust preventative black paint stuff. That'll be fairly entertaining. I'll probably do it up there as well, because I don't care if it drips on the gravel in the driveway. So we're going to get that all painted, get it all knocked out. While I was under there, I'm looking at my oil pan, and it once had paint on it, and again now does not. So we get to redo that project too, which means new gasket. So when we're draining the fluids, we'll probably be doing a major issue on that. So that takes everything of a day to take everything apart to get that down, get it cleaned up, get it degreased, get it painted, and put it back on. Super fun. Awesome. Lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of projects. It seems never ending, because it is, maybe. I don't know. All right, well, that's all I have for this week. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. Again, hopefully next weekend will be the fuel pump and starting and driving her up the driveway. Fingers crossed. Still have my gloves on. All right, we'll be back. Thanks.